take a moment to say the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
DCMS students and staff, make sure you are building time in your virtual learning schedule to explore vocabulary.com. Mrs. Bell is excited to host our March Challenge and will be sponsoring prizes for students who have the most words mastered and teachers whose classes have the most words mastered at the end of the month. Get to vocabulary.com. Have you seen Star Wars? Have you followed Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels? Curious about what happened to Anakin Skywalker's Padawan after Order 66? Well, the book Ahsoka answers this question and more. Enter to win a copy, your very own copy of the book, through the Eagle Readers Group contest link by May 3rd at 4 p.m. and be one of 3 winners that will answer all these questions and more. That overzealous eraser certainly broke that word, but not enough to stump some of our DCMS Eagles. They were able to decode that the word is exercise. Congratulations to Jose Manuel, Blessing Bolnonani, Jack Salmons, Felipe Pardo, Ethan Elliott, Janiyah Jordan, Madison McLaughlin, Akaya Green, Gloria Bongo, Adrian Holmes, and Alana M. Your Eagle Bucks have been added to the Eagle Buck Bank.
It is time for I Am Smarticus. When you find out the answer to the question that follows, message Muzhil, and if your answer is correct, your name will be added to the wall of Smarticuses.
This math puzzle made my brain hurt. In fact, it took 3 days for me to figure out how to find the answer. I had to turn my thinking upside down and look at the question from a different perspective. So let's see if you can figure out how to make the billiard numbers add up to 30. It's a super tricky Smarticus this week.
Think, think, think. Think, think, think. Think, think, think. I've got to think, 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 think.
To celebrate April as School Library Month, we're going to introduce you to some of the great books currently waiting for you in our Deep Creek Eagles Nest, and that were recommended by our own DCMS teachers. So sit back, relax, watch the book trailer, and check this book out from our Destiny catalog or the Baltimore County Public Library.
My book is about, I guess, my life growing up in South Africa as a mixed-race child in South Africa, which wasn't common at the time at all, because the time that I was growing up was a period of our history called apartheid. And so my mother's a Xhosa woman, my father's Swiss. I was, I guess, a mixture of the two. And I grew up during this time, which led to a series of fascinating and fun stories. Some of them very painful, but I guess I find the comedy in everything. And this book brings it all together. Here's the thing, I realize every day that I'm a product of a person who was greater than myself, who brought me here. And one of the biggest gifts my mother gave me was an opportunity to become a man. You know, you want to be a man, but you have to be created. You know, you have to be taught, you have to be nurtured. And I was really lucky in telling the story that I discovered that my mother was really the hero of my story. I always thought it was me, but I was just her punk-ass sidekick. So I've accepted that, and I'm glad that the story resonated with people, because it's a story that is international, regardless of where you're from. We all deal with issues of belonging. We all deal with issues of self-doubt. We all deal with obstacles in our lives, and they may be different depending on where you're from, but there's always something that prevents you from getting to where you want to go. And I think overcoming that is a universal story that we can all relate to, and the relationship with somebody you love in your family is another that is universal.
And at the heart of it too, but when you think about being born a crime, how at times your mom would literally have to drop your hand and not claim you, that had to be very painful for you to sort of work through all of that, especially when you get older and you know what that really means.
You know what's funny is, it wasn't painful working through it. It was, I think, it galvanized the feeling I had for my mother, knowing that she had to work through that. Because as a child, you only know your reality.
Yeah.
I was with my parents. I didn't know that my mom was letting go of my hand for a reason. I was just like, yeah, she's just tired of holding my hand. That happens. It's life. I get it.
Yeah.
You know. And then you get to this place where you go, wow, that's what my parents shielded me from.
And it's no easy thing reading 8 straight hours, by the way. But you're going to see your mother on, this is now going to be made a film, your book. What's that going to be like, having her turned into a character in a story?
I'm really lucky because it took me a while to think of who would play the role. And Lupita Nyong'o was gracious enough to say, hey, I'm reading your book right now. She was on the film set of Black Panther, and she called me and she said, I hope you know that I'm playing your mom. And I was like, but of course. Yeah. That makes sense. There's an African woman who's beautiful, who believes in herself, who represents so much of not just the country, but the culture, but also she's a box breaker. You know, when you look at Lupita, you go, she's not what you think she is.
She thinks
grew up in a
outside the
different
box.
world.
Who's playing you?
In different worlds. I don't know.
Who do you want to play
I don't know. I would love to play me, but I'm a few decades too old. So I'm gonna have to find like a little Trevor Noah looking like.
They'll come over.
There's gonna be
that's what I need. That's what I need.
Trevor, congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great.
Thank you.
You're doing great on the show. We use a lot of your stuff too.
I appreciate that. We use a lot of your stuff.
It's good.
So, yeah.
We appreciate that.
So no matter what's going on right now, no matter how many thoughts there are in the mind, just take a moment, just to pause, to sit down. Just take a big deep breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Nope, stop trying to plan the rest of your day.
And take another deep breath, breathing in through the nose.
Breathe in, breathe in.
And out through the mouth. Don't try and stop the thoughts, just allow the thoughts to come and go.
Do not think about your ex. He ain't thinking about you. He probably is, let's be real. This is your time. Stay present. Stay centered.
You feel a sense of tension, stress, frustration, whatever it might be in the body. Just allow as much as possible that to be present, to come to the surface, knowing that's part of letting it go.
Letting go like all these haters need to. People want the truth, but they don't want any hurt feelings. Too bad, because I be knowing.
And take another deep breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Stress, tension, frustration, all of the above, and I just woke up. I need a real alarm clock. So the first thing I reach for isn't my phone.
So just continuing to follow the breath in that way.
Sometimes I wish I didn't care so much. No, that's not true. I care just right.
You can't feel the movement of breath, just gently placing your hand on the stomach.
What was that saying I saw? Realize, realize, realize. See if you can say that 3 times. Realize, 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 realize. Nailed it. I should do my nails. Paint them a happy color like yellow.
Feeling increasingly grounded in both body and mind as you gently open the eyes again.
I'm back.